Hello paper crafters, I'm Sunny Sky, and today's card features a shaker section using some sand and shells and a sweet little softly watercolored image.
Here are the cardstock sizes that you need for today's project. We are going to start by creating our shaker area because when we stamp I want to make sure that we've left enough room for our shaker. So I'm just doing an oval punch. This is a scalloped oval. You can also use a die, any similar size with enough room for the ribbon on the bottom. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp our image of our little girls at the beach because I want them to be above the shaker card, so I'm putting them a little to the left. Right, and then I'm going to stamp the water, which actually technically this is a mountain in New Zealand, according to the creator of the stamp set. But we're going to make it waves today. And I'm going to mask this. I've cut this out a little bit messily because I want to put some waves in Balmy Blue, and I want them to show between the girls, but I don't want it to cover up the girls. So, and I'll stamp a couple times, and it'll be a lighter, just to show that they're at the beach there. Okay, and so that way a little water gets through. I think we have that higher one up there, so we need to get the higher one. Let me stamp this off and get another wave there, just to kind of give some more water up high. There we go. All right, it's a wavy day at the beach, isn't it? All right, so we've got that all taken care of. And then we're also going to stamp the girls on another piece of our scrap. Well, our 3 scraps, really. We're going to stamp the girls' dresses. So we just need a big enough scrap. And this, any designer series paper that you have, any pattern paper that you have will do if you like the color. And I just need to get their dresses, and then I just need to get their faces, or their hair, not their faces, but their hair on this. And I want to have them have 2 different colors of hair, I think, so I've stamped in 2 colors. So I'm going to fussy cut out their dresses on here and their hair on here, and then we'll put that together. But now I want to show you the shaker card. So we are going to use, this is a small jewelry bag. I like this because it has a zip closure, but you really could make your own bag with plastic. You just want to seal it up tight. I've got some shells and sand here. I'm just going to shake them up so we're getting some of the sand up near the entrance, as well as the shells, which I know will want to come out. And if you're going to mail this, you're going to want to choose flatter shells. And you still might want to have some bubble wrap in your envelope, and you might need to use extra postage. Use that non-machinable postage stamp. All right, so seal that up. Now, I'm going to turn this over. This bag is bigger than the hole. I want all my things to appear in the hole, so I'm going to sort of make the bag smaller. I want to make it just fit over the hole. Okay, so I made sure my bag is over the edges of the hole of our open window. Make sure it's near the bottom there. And I'm going to make sure it comes down enough over the bottom so that I can use my adhesive. And we're going to use these foam strips. Now, if you were making an actual shaker card, you would need to really cover all the sides thoroughly, every centimeter. But we're making this faux shaker card, and we don't really need it to cover all the edges. We just need to get this in place. So we're going to use this foam adhesive strip as sort of the tape to get our bag down onto the card, as well as to keep the card raised up. And even though there's no shaker card at the top of the card, we're still going to need to pop that section up as well. So we'll provide some more of the foam strips up near the top, just so that it's even all the way across there. Okay. And I'll use these shorter strips along the sides here. That sand is really taking over. Okay, so there are our shells and our sand. And then let's get our layer of Rococo Rose. I like these foam adhesive strips because they give you a little bit of dimension. And in this case, they're working really well to get our bag attached safely to our card. And we'll just make sure that's straight. Put that right down. And there you see you've got your little shaker there. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and use our paper snips to trim out these dresses. And I'm just going to trim right inside the lines of the ink. Now I've got all my pieces cut out, and these are kind of small, and I want to make sure they're sticking well. And I want a little room to move them around if needed. So I'm using some of my Tombow liquid adhesive here to get in those tiny spots. And then I'm just going to layer these right on the image. Okay. Slide it down slightly. And did you know that this liquid glue is also a temporary adhesive, can be used as a temporary adhesive? If you put it on the back of here and let it dry before you stick it, it acts more like a Post-it note. So that's kind of a handy tool. You've got double duty there in case you need it. And it just is a little tacky that way. So that can come in pretty handy. All right, there we go. There's a little paper piecing there. And then we've got our greeting that we want to do. Let's see, we're going to use the Collect Beautiful Moments. Since it's got the shells, I just think that one will be nice. And I'm just going to reuse this block. Let me line this up on my grid paper. Try and make sure I've got it straight. I'm not looking straight over the top of it, so I could mix it up. But anyways, we shall see how it comes out. Let me practice on here for you. Slightly down at the right. Okay. Let me get my little strip. And I've already put the little banner in the strip. And I'm just going to put this over to the left of my strip of paper, and then I'll just trim off. Ooh, that is very crooked. Okay, let me see. That was down a little bit, so I need to go slightly up. See if we did better. Oh, yes, much better that time. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and just trim off the edge here. And I could use my paper trimmer, but I think I can work with that. Okay, and I'm using the new Stampin' Seal that just came out in the catalog in June to adhere this on here. We already have so much dimension with the shaker card that I'm just going to put this flat on here. Okay, we're adding one final element, and that is some ribbon. And I've gone ahead and put some of my tear and tape on this, and you could do it a little bit longer and wrap it around the back. I do that sometimes, but we have enough thickness with that shaker card that I didn't really want to add any more layer on the back. And the card would be fine without this as well, but I just kind of like how it's a little bit of extra color on there. And it also, because I used a scallop punch on this one, it sort of mirrors the punch of the shaker card opening with the ribbon, so that's an extra way where they sort of coordinate together. And I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on the back of the card, and I'm doing a little extra because this is a shaker, so it's a little bit more weight, more depth. I want to make sure that it is secure on there. Okay, and then another thing we could do is take our blue ink again. Let's put this back on this block. And I'm just going to put it like that just so that it lays naturally. You can twist it and twang it a little yourself if you want, but just add a little something there. And then I'm also going to decorate the envelope with some of these waves, just in an area where there's not any pertinent information going, so I'm not in the way if we wanted to mail it in the postal service. So there's the envelope, inside of the card, front of the card. Here's my original. One other thing I noticed I did in the original is I did use a marker. I think this was a soft suede, just to color in the insides of the pails, because there would be a little shadow there because they're on the inside. So you can do that, and you could do them with the blue so that like the pails are full of water, but it made more sense to me to have it more the color of sand. So that is the project today. Thank you for joining me, and hit like on the video would be great. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. If you don't have a demonstrator, shop on the website. But most importantly, go have some fun crafting today.